In the UK, there are civil trials involving the government that are held in top secret. They're called closed material procedures. This is where you'd sue MI6, GCHQ and other UK intelligence agencies for alleged violations of the law. The government introduced these powers under the Justice and Security Act in 2013 to enable judges to adjudicate national security matters. And this is how they work. Let's say you feel you've covertly been spied on and claim you've been tortured in prison under British supervision. You want to sue the British government, but it demands the case be heard in secret due to sensitive information that may threaten national security. Now your case is under closed material procedures. You'd expect equal access to a judge. Not quite. In these closed procedures, you and your lawyers are prohibited from the hearings. The government will provide evidence against you, but neither you nor your lawyers will be allowed to see it, let alone challenge it. Instead, you'll be represented by an appointed special advocate, a security-cleared lawyer. But special advocates can't discuss the hearing or the evidence with you. The evidence will be judged in private, and if the verdict goes against you, you won't be told why. This torture and surveillance is exactly what happened with a Libyan dissident, Abdul Hakim Belhaj, and his wife, Fatima Butshar. For more than 6 years, they were trying to sue the British government for their kidnapping. Some of the evidence in their case was considered in secret. Belhaj is a former leader of LIFG, an armed anti-Gaddafi group. In 2004, he and his wife were in hiding in China and were flying to the UK to seek asylum. But on their journey in March 2004, they were snatched from Thailand and flown to Libya in what's called extraordinary rendition. It was carried out by the CIA, acting on information provided by British officials. Documents found in ransacked offices in Tripoli after the fall of Gaddafi prove this. This fax from the CIA to Libyan intelligence officials detailed how they were going to conduct the kidnapping.
We are planning to take control of the pair in Bangkok and place them on our aircraft for a flight to your country.
And a letter from Mark Allen, former MI6 counter-terrorism head, took credit for the rendition.
I congratulate you on the safe arrival. This was the least we could do for you and for Libya. I know I didn't pay for the air cargo. The intelligence was British.
Mark Allen's fax further detailed Tony Blair's upcoming visit to Libya. On the day of the visit, oil giant Shell announced a $1 billion deal for gas exploration in Libya. Later in 2004, Mark Allen shifted from his MI6 role to an advisor for BP, and in 2007 they secured a $15 billion drilling contract, also in Libya. These documents form the basis of a lawsuit against Jack Straw, who was the UK Foreign Secretary at the time, Mark Allen, the ex-MI6 counter-terrorism chief, and other branches of the British government and its security agencies. Belhaj and Fatma were subject to intensive interrogation, beatings, and sleep deprivation.
جاء واحد ضربني بطني وأنا حامل قعدت تبكي فخافوا داروا لي إبرة.
Belhaj was later handed over to Libyan interrogators in Gaddafi's Abu Salim prison. Belhaj says he was systematically tortured there. At times, he was also questioned by British agents seeking information on Gaddafi's other dissidents in the UK.
قلت لهم في هذا السجن نتعرض إلى تعذيب، إلى ضرب وإلى تعليق، يعني أومأت لهم بيدي أن نعلق هكذا، ونحن نعيش في حالة من الضيق. السيدة التي كانت ترأس الفريق قالت لي برأسها أنا فهمت والذي كان إلى جوارها.
Belhaj claims that the British and Americans knowingly sent him into torture. Jack Straw denied these claims back in 2005.
There simply is no truth in the claims that the United Kingdom has been involved in rendition. Full stop.
But in June 2018, a report by the UK Intelligence and Security Committee revealed that British secret agencies did finance others to conduct rendition. The committee damned the agency's financing as completely unacceptable and that it amounts to outsourcing of action they knew they were not allowed to undertake themselves. In one case, the report says MI6 obtained authorization from the Foreign Secretary, Jack Straw, for the cost of funding a plane to render 2 individuals in October 2004. After Gaddafi was toppled in 2011, the British and Americans tried to patch things up with victims of rendition and torture. But Belhaj and his wife refused any settlements or monetary compensation. Instead, the pair demanded an official apology from the British government and were suing for token damages of only £3, £1 from each of the defendants. And in May 2018, they got that apology.
On behalf of Her Majesty's government, I apologise unreservedly. We are profoundly sorry for the ordeal that you both suffered and our role in it.
But prior to the settlement, the British government wanted the case to be heard in closed material procedures. Critics say this law gives ministers an unfair advantage and deprives the claimant of a fair trial. The president of the Law Society of England and Wales warned that secret trials are characteristics most commonly associated with repressive regimes and undemocratic societies. Historically, secret trials were a favourite tool of dictators who wanted to eradicate opposition. Stalin had his rivals tried in secret by military tribunals in the Soviet Union during the 1930s, and the verdicts were always decided on in advance. These powers may have been introduced to hold British intelligence to account, yet only rarely have judgments ever gone against secret agencies. The number of closed cases in the UK currently are small, although exact statistics cannot be released by law. But if history is a guide, secret trials usually serve to protect the interests of the state. So, if transparency and accountability are key for a democratic state, how can citizens hold the state to account when evidence of wrongdoing is hidden from the public?